These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer.
Adobe Firefly is the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video editing for today's creative process. Built for creators of every kind, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, the budgets aren't getting bigger, and the timelines, oh yeah, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Unlock a better way to make with Adobe Firefly.
Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Here's a little tune to help you remember. Same drive, different day. Don't you wish you were getting away? Pack your bags and come on through. Texas, Ohio, Alaska, we're up there too. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Well, I hope you like my little song. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Hey weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is an early morning morbid.
So our voices might sound a little lower.
Mine might sound a little extra Kardashian for you today. Those of you that like to call me a Kardashian.
Kardashian Ash.
That's me.
That's you. You're the trash Kardashian.
Who would I be in this podcast? I think I'm probably the Chloe of the podcast.
The Chloe.
I'm the Chloe of the family because all of you are tiny little bitches and I'm just towering over with my thickness.
But you're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You're so pretty.
And all of you are beautiful.
You're gorgeous little weirdos.
You really are. So I think that this is, so we had told you last week that we're going to do one of our episodes each week for the month of October for spooky season. It's going to be haunted and spooky. This episode is not haunted, but it sure is spooky.
Most of our episodes are pretty spooky.
And this one isn't haunted, but it's definitely going to haunt you afterwards.
You're welcome.
You know. But speaking of haunted and spooky in October and wonderful things, I just wanted to quickly shout out a really good episode of a really good podcast that you should all listen to that's going to get you in the mood, because I know a lot of people like to get in the mood for October.
You gotta.
Allison from the Strange and Unusual podcast, which is a great podcast if no one's listened to it. She just started doing, she does these like series of really cool like history deep dives into like, you know, like witch trials and like just like really spooky things. She just did an episode where she did a retelling of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh shit, I haven't listened to that yet. I'm so excited.
It's so good. And it's called Sleepy Hollow, A Region of Shadows. It's episode 24. I think it's her newest one. And she goes into like tons of stuff about fear and how it, you know, Sleepy Hollow clearly is all about fear and like hysteria and legend. And she goes into all of that. She talks about history and ghosts and spooky season. It's going to get you like so in the mood.
She also
So
just
in the
has one
mood.
of those voices where you're like you can kind of like zone out while you're still listening, if that makes sense.
Her voice is very soothing.
It is.
It takes you where you want to go.
I always listen to her when I'm cooking dinner, and
Yeah.
it just like puts me in a very zen state.
It really does. So,
And then Annie gets home and is like, "What is this?
What
This
is
is so
happening?"
scary." And I'm like, "I know, I love it."
and it's a really well produced show too. I like it.
is.
She has like spooky music in the background, and she does little sound effects that
Yeah.
will spook you out. So
And she's part of our family.
she is, and she's part of the Morbid family. So we just wanted to shout her out because we love to tell you guys about awesome other creators. So go listen to it because
Hell
it's
yeah.
great. I think besides that, what do we have to?
We don't have anything to announce today. If you wait for next week's episode,
We'll have something.
I think it will be
fun.
Wednesday's episode. We have some good news.
We were gonna have some really good news, so hang tight for that. And I think that's gonna be a haunted episode. I'm pretty sure. So get excited for that. Get excited for that. One thing I just wanted to mention from a couple of episodes ago. I think
my God.
we made a joke because in the case. We were talking about like these kids, like pretty young teenage kids that were like
Yes.
sniffing glue. And we got in a discussion about how you would go about sniffing glue. And we made a joke about
A JOKE.
Elmer's glue. Like, whoa, are all these kindergartners just getting high?
If you really think that I think kindergartners are getting fucked up in craft class, girl.
I just wanted to say, like, we normally wouldn't comment on this because we've honestly taken on a like no reaction to
Right.
to bullshit policy.
But this one, I
But
was
this
like,
one has
really.
well, and this one has honestly invaded our reviews now. So I feel like it's like people are reviewing on iTunes and literally giving us 1 stars and being like, "How dare you not know what sniffing glue is?"
Which, I'm
I was like, "What?"
Sorry that I don't know that. Okay.
But what we just wanted to clear up was that was a joke.
Right, like,
we were
we
doing
know-
we were doing a bit.
a little bit between us.
We were doing a bit. That's
we know
all.
that sniffing glue, like what sniffing glue is. We understand it gets you high. I think we
Yeah.
were like pondering exactly how that
we
works.
we were pondering the mechanism by which you get high from the glue.
But I
But my
definitely
kids use Elmer's glue. I know
Right.
that you don't get high from it. Like
Right.
we know that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. For all the people that were really nice about it, we're like, let me explain it to you. We appreciate that.
well, because
That
we
was great.
asked for that. But
'Cause
what we did
asked for
not
that.
ask for
Is like the nastiness that came. I was like, Jesus. I had no idea a whole community of people that sniff glue or have sniffed glue were going to get so offended by us like
So
pondering it. It just really shocked me.
the glue community. Fucking the glue. Morbid. The glue community strikes back.
Right? So I just wanted to say it was a joke. I
Yeah.
promise. Don't worry.
We understand.
We're not completely ignorant to everything around us. I really promise you that.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I just thought that was really funny. And as soon as I saw it in the reviews, I was like, I gotta say something because I just want people to know, like, we're not that dumb.
Nah.
So I think we should. I think that's really all we had to touch
Yeah,
upon
I think we
before.
should get into it.
But we're gonna get right into it. Initially, I was doing another case, like all the way up until the last minute for this one.
Yeah, up
Which
until
I-
like last night.
literally. And I'm still gonna do that case. I might do it next week. But like we've said before, you have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
To tell a certain case and to research a certain case, and then all of a sudden, this other case just floated around my little sphere of knowledge.
It
and I
knocked
was like,
on your door.
I was like, ooh, and I just plucked it out of the universe, and I was like, that's scary as fuck. And then when I started researching it, I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
So what we're going to talk about today,
Is
the Chicago Ripper crew.
a crew of rippers.
This is a crew, and this is what astounded me the most because there's 4 men involved in this.
Holy shit. And they all work together?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this was kind of like a cult situation,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
satanic cult is what they were calling it, but they kind of just made up their own shit. Like they called it a satanic cult, but it was just a cult of fucked up serial killers. Really,
Cool.
is what it was.
That's
But
so weird that they all found each other.
that's what's astounding to me. Like you'll see 2. It's even weird when 2 people.
Yeah, like
will
I think
team
of
up.
like Henry Lee Lucas and
And Otis Toole,
yeah.
and like the Toolbox murders,
Yeah.
which we'll cover soon, eventually. But you're always like, how did 2 people and like the Hillside Stranglers? How do you find 2 people
I know.
that have that depraved of a sensibility that they're gonna
Right.
And how do you even like bring that up with another person? That's what's crazy to me.
I think that's my main thing is I'm like, how did you all find this out that you're both equally fucked up? And 4 people to be that fucked up.
Yeah. And when you look into it, it seems like the way it is brought into, you know, each other's attention is like one of them just like goes out on a limb and is like, hey, you want to go kill this girl with me? And the other one's like, holy, that's so great that you said that, because I've been thinking that the whole time.
Well, it's like the Ian Brady thing, how he went to like just the pub and was like telling this guy like, oh, I want to kill someone. You want to join
this shit?
And they were like, nah.
Yeah. Like, I guess you just got to go out on a limb and see.
Be bold.
Be bold, I suppose. But yeah, so this is one of the situations. It really astounded me. And not only that it's 4 people that kill women, which is what we'll see. They kill a lot of women. But it's 4 men who kill women in a really brutal way.
Great.
Like, it's really weird that 4 of them came together.
It's like 8 o'clock in the morning right now. Let's get it.
Let's do this. So before I begin, I just want to give a real big warning. This is a very brutal one. There is sexual assault, there is rape, there is mutilation. This is a very big just so you know. So if you're not thinking that you feel like you want to deal with it right now, you know, you can go away and come back and like...
Come again, please.
Come again when you feel like you can deal with it. Because we know the world sucks right now. Sometimes you don't want to listen to that, but like, we hope you do. Because it's cathartic. So this takes place in 1981 till roughly 1982.
Okay.
So
quick.
You know, yeah, it
quick
was like,
run.
Woo, boom. But they did it. So we'll begin on May 23rd, 1981. This is when 26-year-old Linda Sutton, who was a mother of 2 and worked as a sex worker, she had been living with her mother at the time that she went missing. She had gone missing 10 days before her body was found.
Oh, wow.
And it was found on May 23rd. The way that it was found was people at this motel called the Rip Van Winkle Motel.
Oh, that's weird that it's the Rip.
Yeah, the Rip Van Winkle Motel in Villa Park, Illinois. They started, and it's a really creepy looking hotel. I think it's renamed the Briar Rabbit Hotel.
Because they didn't want to be associated with rippers.
Probably not. But it's Rip Van Winkle is like an old like tale of like sleepy. It's like a tale about sleep.
Oh.
So it technically doesn't have anything to do with like ripping.
Yeah.
It's just the name of the person, but yeah, you can put it together for sure.
Right.
The people at the motel were smelling a foul odor.
Oh, no.
And they weren't able to find anything in the motel. So they were like, what is going on here? And people were thinking, you know, it's in a kind of a rural area. There's like big fields around it. So they were like, maybe it's a dead deer. Like, that's just like behind the place. So they ended up checking it out and they found a woman's body behind the motel, face down in a field. Her hands were handcuffed behind her back. She was mutilated. Like very mutilated. There were cuts all over her left and right breasts, and her left breast had been severed.
Oh my goodness.
Completely.
Jesus.
Yeah, like down to the chest wall. There was several cut marks all over her. She had been, her sweater was torn in several places. She had no pants on. Her underwear was down around her knees, like pulled down intentionally. $17 was tucked into her sock. And she had been repeatedly raped, it was obvious, repeatedly sexually assaulted. They had to use dental records to identify her.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And on June 1st, 1981, pathologist Peter Seichmann was the one on scene, and he said that she had been dead for 3 days when they found her. Mm-hmm. So they had held her alive and tortured her for upwards of a week before that.
That's what I was going to say.
Because she went missing 10 days earlier.
Right.
Yeah. So
a week. Oh my God.
A week. So Dr. David Barrett, the director of pathology at Central DuPage Hospital, he did the autopsy. He said, quote, and this is from the court documents, it said, quote, the victim's breasts and anterior chest wall were absent, and several ribs were in disarray. Dr. Barrett found nicks or cuts on a number of the victim's ribs, which could have been caused by a sharp blade or object. Dr. Barrett concluded that the victim had died as a result of stab wounds and blood loss associated with the stab wounds.
Holy cow.
So cause of death was multiple stab wounds. Catherine Ramsland, who she's the one that we talked about with BTK a lot.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Right.
Like, I love her.
She wrote the book, right?
Yeah, and she like communicated with him. She's so brilliant. Like, I love her.
She's a mind.
And
She's a brain.
she mentioned in a documentary I watched about this that removing the breast is like a very significant thing here.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is not just something that somebody would do as like, oh, I'm going to try this out. Whoop. Like, you know, it's not.
Is that like a mommy issue?
It could be a mommy issue, or she said it's more of like a paraphilia, which is like, she said it could be that's something that like, it's like, she described it as like a sexual deviance where somebody gets aroused by like very strange objects and things, like things that are not normal to be aroused by, like removing a breast from a body.
Right.
She also said it could be symbolic or ritualistic because this part of the human body some people look at as being inherently female, even though it's just like a lump of fat. But okay. And so they look at it as like removing the female part of you.
Right.
Like one of the things that makes you a female, you know?
Yeah,
So it
that
could
makes
be,
sense.
and somebody, you know, dumb like this would think that. And it also could be a trophy or a memento, because we've seen
If they keep the boob.
some of them will keep that kind of shit. And if you look back at Jack the Ripper, which we haven't covered yet, but we definitely will.
I know,
me.
it blows my mind that we haven't covered that yet, but I'm like, well,
It's such a big one.
It is.
That's a multi-part.
multi-parter for sure.
So when you look back at Jack the Ripper, his last victim, Mary Kelley, he removed the breasts. And like, he
And
placed them
everything.
like on her nightstand. So that's something. Like, it's just like, that's a connection.
For sure
between-
means something.
It definitely does. So kind of, unfortunately, nothing really, you know, what we see with this is this crew went after, you know, people that were going to be considered less dead a lot of the
course.
times. Not always. Sometimes I don't think there was really a method to their madness. I think that they probably went more towards, you know, sex workers, drug addicts, and people that they felt were not going to be missed.
Right.
They were wrong.
Right.
Thankfully. But they definitely went for sex workers a lot. And I think that was just for ease of getting them into the vehicle.
Right.
Unfortunately. But, you know, with people like Linda Sutton, the case was just going cold because there was not a lot of places they could look. She had
Right.
family, but they didn't know a lot about her whereabouts or
And I
like
was gonna
what she was
say,
going to be doing.
They probably didn't know like her route that she took or
the
anything like
extent
that.
of everything. So unfortunately, the case went cold. Then 1 year later, on May 15th, 1982, a 21-year-old woman named Lori Borowski, she went missing. And she went missing in a crazy way because it was broad daylight.
Oh shit.
Now, she had blue eyes, brown hair. She was an office manager at a real estate office. She was abducted in the middle of the day in the parking lot. Well, not in the middle of the day, in the middle of the morning, in the parking lot in front of the real estate office that she worked at.
Holy shit. So
Yeah.
she's literally just like outside of her job.
Oh yeah, she showed up to her office, and it was in like a plaza too. Like, not just
I'm picturing like the
standalone.
plaza that I used to work in and just
Yes.
walking into work.
That's literally what it was. It's like a plaza. You're surrounded by other places, other
Like, how many of
shops.
you right now are sitting in your car in the plaza at work?
Exactly.
Like waiting to go in.
And that's exactly what she was doing. She showed up in the morning, early morning, before 8:30, and she was going to be opening the place because
my
she was the
God.
manager,
Right.
The office manager, and she showed up, and she was never seen again.
Holy
But,
shit.
So what happened was her boss, Don Stibb, came to work around 8:45. And he saw that she wasn't there and that the door was unlocked or locked. And
Yeah.
he was like, so she hasn't shown up? Like,
Right.
And she came to work every day and she
That
was
was
on
unusual.
time. So they were like, what's going on? Then he looked over at the parking lot and he saw a bunch of makeup scattered on the ground. Both of her shoes, both of her
God.
high heels, and the keys. And he was like, oh, what the hell?
Can you imagine stumbling across that and being
Yeah.
like, first being like,
shoes.
oh, that's so strange that like the door is locked. Like,
Yeah.
that's not like her. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, I know exactly what happened.
Yeah. And they must have literally ambushed her.
Right.
As she was just getting out of her car to unlock the door.
How do you?
And again, in the morning.
Right. That's
broad
that's
daylight.
scarier somehow.
So scary.
Yeah.
Because you're never safe at that point.
No.
When you look at it that way, you're like, we're literally never safe.
No.
So it was reported to the Elmhurst Police Department when her coworkers found all this and were like, holy shit.
Right.
So her mother, Lorraine, said they went looking for her immediately. They went to her apartment. They searched everywhere. They did missing persons flyers. They asked around everywhere. They were huge searches. Her mother, I watched this documentary. Her mother, was so sad watching her mother. She said, she was like, I just like stopped sleeping.
Of course.
Which I was like, of course you did.
I know we talk about that so much with moms of like
How
victims.
you could ever sleep again.
You just never
I could
sleep
never
again.
close my eyes.
Right.
Just,
A lot of people say that they like never get into bed again. They just fall asleep wherever
they
their
are,
body shuts down.
Yeah, because you can't just calm down. And she also said, and this is the part that really, because she like, her voice broke when she said this. Oh. She said she carried around a white sheet with her. So she said if I found her, I could cover her.
Oh my God.
Doesn't that just like...
Wow.
Yeah. It just,
to have to make that
to even think about that
as a mom.
Just to be like, if I find her, I need to cover her up.
Like, I'm like, that's the ultimate caregiver.
It really is. And like her voice broke when she said it. And I was like,
that's her baby.
And her name is Lorraine.
Right.
Her daughter was named after her. It's just like, oh,
Jesus.
Like it just really broke my heart. So Detective John Milner worked on this case, and he's a detective. He's also a certified investigative hypnotist.
Oh, shit. That's cool.
Yeah, and they use it to try to get things out of people's subconscious.
Yeah.
It's obviously like controversial. Like some people believe this stuff, some people don't. He did hypnotize people that were working around the area. Because a lot of them were like, I might have seen something and I don't know like what's significant or what isn't.
Because you just don't think about it.
You're not looking for those kind of things.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, your coffee hasn't hit yet.
You're showing up to work in the morning. You're not thinking you're going to see someone abducted.
No.
So a shop owner in the plaza, in the same plaza, I think they worked like right next to the real estate office. His name was Frederick Moberly, and I was like, Moberly? Frederick Moberly said he did, under hypnosis, he said, I did see a red, like, orangey van that was very strange in the area during that time, and I think it has something to do with it.
I fucking hate vans.
I hate it.
If you drive a van, get rid of it.
Every time I see a van, and it's because I read the Toolbox Murders like way too early in my life, and they had that van Murder Mac.
Yeah, that so fucking stupid.
They had like, it just reminds me of that, and it freaks me the fuck out.
I remember being little and like my mom being super freaked out by white vans
because you're just taught that from an early
You really
age.
are. And there was always cases where like it was a white van that the suspect was driving.
Of course. And then it gets like put into other cases where it's like, I think he was driving a white van.
Right.
And it's just because everybody's scared of them.
It's always a fucking white van.
So this van lead, they had it, but there was really not a ton to go on. It wasn't panning out. They weren't really able to do a lot. But they were working hard on this case. So 2 weeks later, May 29th, 1982, a 30-year-old woman named Shu Mack went missing. And she had been driving with her brother. And this was around like 1 a.m., I think. They were driving home from somewhere. They got into, from what I've read in a couple of places, they got into like a little argument in the car, her and her brother. And her brother told her to get out of the car and walk.
Oh, jeez.
And so she got out of the car. That was the last time she was seen alive.
Her poor brother to live with that.
Yeah, I can't imagine having that guilt. So her body was found 4 months later in a shallow grave in the woods. And a pathologist employed by the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office performed the autopsy. His name was Dr. Upil Choi. He said, quote, and this is from court documents, he said, quote, found there were multiple fractures of the victim's skull, which he attributed to trauma from a blunt instrument. Dr. Choi also found two superficial fractures of the 6th and 7th ribs on the left side in the high stomach area and a complete transection of the right forearm bone. The cause of death was blunt trauma to the head and fracture of the ribs.
Jeez.
2 weeks later, June 13th, 1982, a sex worker identified only in court documents as HC. I could not find her name, probably because she's a survivor of this.
Oh, shit.
She was picked up in a red orangey van by two men. According to the court documents, it says, quote, after entering the van, the defendant, who I will tell you who the defendant is later. I will. Told her to remove her clothing, handcuffed her wrists and ankles, and forced her to commit a deviant sexual act by forcing his penis into her mouth.
Oh, gosh.
He told her if she moved, he would cut her with a knife he had in his hand. Defendant ordered HC to tightly wrap pantyhose around her breasts and ordered her to stab herself in the left breast with a knife while he held a gun to her head.
What?
He then cut the hole larger and committed a second act of deviant sexual assault by basically having sex with the hole in her chest.
What?
Yes. That is something that we find out later is a hallmark of these men. Is they will remove the breast, which we find out later they remove it by using usually a length of piano wire to slice it off.
What?
And then they will have sex with the wounds they make in the woman's chest.
Oh my goodness. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How did I said it before and I'll say it. How did 4 people
Exactly.
like this find each other?
Well, it seems, and we'll find out later, that this is kind of a culty situation where these other men followed this one man.
It's like
and I think they all...
not initiation.
But I mean, holy shit.
What the actual I don't know what to
And
even
this
say
woman
right now.
lived through this.
Oh my God, I hope she was able to like get some kind of reconstructive surgery.
I hope she was able to get a lot of help after this.
Seriously.
Because then the defendant told her to get out of the van, threw her clothes out of the van, and drove away. Just tossed her out of the van.
Like, that's not sexual assault. That's a whole different...
Oh, it's honestly beyond words. I don't know.
I don't even know what you categorize
I wouldn't even
that
know
as.
how you would categorize that. It's
Right.
a very deviant sexual assault. That's all
like,
you can think of.
Not even. Like, what?
Well, and she had said one man in particular, which we will learn
Talk
his
about
name
later.
who was the ringleader, was very aroused by watching her cut her own breast. And we find out later that is a thing that he is into. He likes to watch the mutilation of a breast.
That's
It was
so
like a thing.
bizarre.
And he then duct taped her wounds closed before throwing her out of the van.
Oh, and then you think of how much that would hurt afterwards.
Yep. And obviously she went to the police and told them everything she could.
Right.
Moving on to August 28th, 1982, 18-year-old Sandra Delaware was found. She was also working as a sex worker and was abducted. Her body was found next to the Chicago River. She had her hands tied behind her back. She had been tortured just like the others, raped, and they found, and this is really horrific, I warned you ahead of time, guys, they found a broken wine bottle inserted inside of her.
Oh my God.
Her bra was wrapped tightly around her throat, and like every other victim, her left breast was sliced off.
Oh my God. Is it always the left one?
It's always the left one.
That's weird.
Weirdly enough. I don't know if it's the one because it's like more over your heart.
That's what I was going to ask.
Like, because I guess it's your
Symbolic.
heart's not perfectly center. So,
Right.
yeah. So, September 8th, 1982, 30-year-old Rose Beck Davis was kidnapped and murdered. She was a marketing executive. So, it's like we see
All
totally
walks of
different
life.
kinds, like sex workers, marketing executives, and office manager,
18-year-olds.
white women, black women. There's a wide range because many of these women were black, many of these women were white. There was no victim profile really,
Right.
except
Which is
woman.
That's
all it was.
Makes you think like, how fucking crazy are you?
Oh, yeah.
Because when there's no like victim profile,
It's
I feel
scarier.
like that is the most terrifying.
Yeah, it's like when there's no motive, it's scarier. It's
Right.
like Billy Loomis says, it's
is.
scarier when there's no motive.
It is.
And Catherine Ramsland in the documentary I saw said, she was like, there was literally no woman was safe. If
Well,
you were
that's the
out,
thing.
you could be plucked, and you weren't safe in the middle of the morning, in
Right.
broad daylight,
Going to
around
work.
tons of people.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
I can't imagine. And they said that Chicago was in a state of fucking like just terror, pure terror
Right.
at this point because
Right.
you had no idea. So Rose Beck Davis, she was a marketing executive. She was found in an alley. She had been tortured and raped, just like the other ones. There was deep wounds and slashes to both of her breasts. And I read in some things that her left breast was removed. Other things I just read that they were both mutilated.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, they definitely focused on the chest. Even worse, her face had been hacked with a hatchet.
Holy shit.
Yes. And what they found out later was that many of these injuries and tortures were inflicted ante-mortem. They were inflicted before they died.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they're just straight up torturing them.
It's not like they killed them and then removed the breast to keep.
It was while
they
they
did
were
it
alive.
while they were alive,
For ultimate torture.
which is just beyond.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So 1 month later, October 6th, 1982, an 18-year-old named Beverly Washington was found in an alley. but she was found alive.
What?
She had been working as a sex worker. That's how they picked her up. The only reason I'm mentioning the sex worker work is because this is how they were picked up.
Yeah.
She had the same wounds. Her left breast had been sliced off. Her right breast had been covered with stab and slice wounds. She was alive, like I said, but she had definitely been left for dead. They thought she was dead.
They thought she was.
She couldn't speak. She was in such critical condition.
Wow.
They literally had her on like a ventilator at point, like she was in the hospital completely incapacitated. But
She made it.
she did make it.
Yes.
And not only that, this badass was able to tell police details, not by speaking because she couldn't speak. She used signals and wrote down things for them.
Holy shit. Yes, girl.
While in the hospital, like hooked up to a million things, can't speak.
She's
could
like,
barely
I'm going
move.
to get
She's like, I'm going to get
vengeance.
this fucker.
And this is Beverly.
This is Beverly Washington. She is a young, how old was she? 18-year-old
18.
black woman, and she fucking killed it.
Bev.
Yeah, she was vital in
Good.
taking them down. Vital.
That makes me so happy.
It is. I'm so glad somebody was able to just be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So
That's always the best. It's like the not the toolbox, the toy box killer.
Yes.
When she was alive and got out.
Yes.
It's like, fuck you.
because you always want that survivor to be able to take them down.
Absolutely.
I hate that they went through it, but I'm glad they were able to be the ones to take them
They're
down.
survivors.
So she said that she was kidnapped in a red van.
Yeah.
Just like so we're already seeing everything's connected here.
Right.
Handcuffed her hands behind her back, forced a ton of pills down her throat at gunpoint.
Oh, that's weird.
Which we find out later, some of the people, because a couple of these guys admit to it later. And they do say, like, we would force
Drug
pills
them?
down their throat, but they never really told what they would throw down their throat. They
So you
just
don't
would
know
say
what
it.
the purpose is?
No. I'm assuming just to keep them docile.
Like some
maybe?
kind of
like
sedative?
docile and like, yeah, some kind of sedative to just make it easier.
But not strong enough to like make them pass out.
Exactly. She was then taken to some room in a house, she said, tied to a bed.
Oh my God.
4 men raped her several times
Oh,
and tortured her.
My God.
She said one of the men then took a length of piano wire, tightened it around her left breast, and kept squeezing until she passed out from pain.
Oh my God.
She said she passed out from pain and they must have thought they killed her because when she woke up, she was in the hospital. That's the next thing
Did
she
they
remembers.
remove her breast?
They did. They removed it. She said the van was red. It was older. And she mentioned that between the front and back of the van, there was a wooden partition that was built.
Ew.
And she said that the front mirror had 2 long blue and white feathers hanging from it. Like she was able to say all these details.
That's awesome.
So an APB goes out, an all points bulletin for the van.
Yes.
Now they're like, we have all these details. It's
fucking
not
got
just a
you.
red van. Look for these feathers. Look for a partition. These are like really big details.
That's great.
So 5 days after this, October 10th, 1982, Lorraine was found, 21-year-old Lorraine, who was the one that was kidnapped
Opening
outside
work.
of her real estate office because they hadn't
didn't
found
find
her
her.
by this point.
Right.
She was found finally.
Okay,
5 days
good.
after Beverly was.
Was her mom able to cover her?
She was found in Clarendon Hills Cemetery, and that place had already been searched several times.
Oh, wow.
And her mother said, I was 10 feet away from her body and I didn't know it.
Is there any chance that they were keeping her and then they put her there?
What they think it was in an unused part of the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of did hide her.
Okay.
But I guess they just didn't look that place. But she was found with her left breast removed. Her shirt was raised and her brow was lowered intentionally. A professor of physical anthropology at Northern Illinois University, Frank Orlowski, conducted the autopsy. He said he thought her chest had been repeatedly stabbed with an ice pick. Yes. Her nose was broken, and there was also stab wounds to her back that also looked like they were inflicted with an ice pick.
Wow.
So they used several different weapons too. And
Into your back?
Yeah. So 10 days after this, Chicago detectives are out, and they spot a Dodge van that's red.
Feathers.
They peek in there. They see it has a wooden partition, and there's the feathers hanging from the mirror.
I mean, I'm glad that they're this stupid. First of all, you're going to drive a red vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's dumb.
Like a red van.
Then you're going to go ahead and put feathers in there.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you make it more obvious? I'm
Exactly.
glad that they did, but like,
I guess
really?
they tried to tint the windows a little, but you could see inside.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So officers pull them over, obviously, and the driver is 21-year-old Edward Spreitzer.
21-year-old.
21 years old. When they pull him over, he's like super twitchy and he's like, meh. And so he says immediately, he's like, this van isn't mine, by the way.
Okay.
And the cops are like, okay,
Cool,
why
cool,
are you
cool.
driving it then? Like, that doesn't help your case that this is not
That's
yours.
illegal.
Like, that's theft. And he was like, oh, no, it's my boss's van and I'm driving it for him. And they're like, okay, well, who is your boss? And his boss is Robin Gett. So Robin Gett, apparently he's a little older than this, like probably by like 10 years or so.
So he's like 30s.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. And so he was a carpenter, an electrician, and like a contractor at times, like just kind of like an all-around handyman. And before I get into Robin, I want to quickly get into how Robin and Edward met, like
Okay.
how he came to be driving his
Connected.
van.
Right.
So Edward was living at the time in the Rip Van Winkle Motel, and now called the Briar Rabbit Motel.
Yes.
And he was working at a donut shop part-time. And he said he was working here that he met Robin.
Sure.
Because he said Robin would come into the shop often late, like on his way home from work, and get a donut or something. And one night, Edward's car wouldn't start, and Robin happened to be the one in the shop late at night, and he agreed to give him a ride home to Chicago.
Uh-oh.
So it's gonna get rough from here.
I mean,
on out.
it's pretty rough.
It's
anyway,
pretty rough.
so-
So I just want to keep warning. It's going to continue. We're not going to get a lot of downtime for this one.
Good. Glad to hear it.
So that's how they met initially, and then he eventually started working for him, doing little jobs. That's how he became to driving that van.
Yeah.
He also considered working for Robin to be doing this with Robin, this stuff with the women.
Yeah,
like the cult
that was
stuff.
their quote,
He considered it
unquote,
like
job.
we work together. So they bring in, so immediately they go to Robin's house. He leads them to Robin's house because he's like, he's trying to save his own ass.
Yeah, of course.
So they go to Robin's house. They find out that Robin matches the description that Beverly Washington gave them perfectly.
Wow.
And right now, all they have is, sure, they have the van that matches perfectly. They have him that matches perfectly.
But they need some evidence.
They need her to identify him.
Right.
So, and he's denying it. He said he has a wife and 3 children, by the way.
God.
He says, I was home with my wife that night.
No, you weren't.
And when they look over his van some more, they were like, okay, we need a little bit more to like go by here. Not only was everything matching perfectly, but then they noticed that the inside handles were intentionally modified to make sure you couldn't open them from the inside. What? So you couldn't get out once you were in.
Of course.
And they were modified to do that.
That's fucking
like,
terrifying.
That's like Bone Collector shit. If anyone's seen The Bone Collector, first of all, it's a great movie. My biggest fear when I get into like a ride share is like I look at the lock, because in that movie the guy is like a cab driver and he has shaved down the locks to be razors so you can't unlock it, and if you do, you slice your finger.
Oh my God. Ouch.
And it always makes me think of that. So this immediately made me think of that. So they speak to him, they go over everything, but he's got to be released.
Right.
They don't have anything to hold
There's
him
nothing.
on. So they start to dig deeper, and they see that he's often been seen at the Rip Van Winkle Motel along with Edward. So, and again, this is where Linda Sutton was found.
I was going to say.
So they talk to the manager of the Rip Van Winkle Hotel, and they're like,
What's
can you
the
tell me
deal?
anything? And he says, yeah, they often came here. It was him, Robin, with 3 other men. And he said they were often here. They would get rooms that were connected to each other, and then they would just like have crazy parties.
Okay.
So he said the one who mentioned that, he was actually the one that mentioned that he thought they were in some kind of like satanic cult.
Okay.
He was like, they give me that vibe. And he's like, and they've...
What is that vibe exactly?
Which, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, how does one give a satanic cult vibe?
Right.
Unless you're coming in there just being like holding the satanic Bible and
Right.
like throwing blood at someone.
like-
I'm not really sure how you would immediately be like, I think they're in a satanic
Well, or is
cult.
this just like a West Memphis 3 deal and he walked in wearing a fucking Metallica shirt?
Because it is the early 80s and it's like, what's
Right,
going on here?
right.
So, but it freaked him out. He said they freaked him out. So
He had good instincts.
I was going to say, you got to trust your gut. If someone
Always.
freaks you out, go the other way.
Right.
Like, we get it. So
Better
this-
safe
and
than
honestly,
sorry. Here's the thing about home security companies. Most trap you with high prices, tricky contracts, and lousy customer support. So while there are a lot of options out there, there's only one no-brainer. Simply Safe. I went through a few home security systems, like looking into them before I decided on Simply Safe, and I'm so glad that we went with Simply Safe.
Me too.
It's so easy to set up, and Simply Safe's got everything you need to protect your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security.
And they have the little doo-doo when the door opens.
I love hearing.
It's literally my favorite thing.
Because you're never being snuck up upon.
Never.
Snuck up upon is yesterday's worry.
Snuck up upon.
Snuck up upon.
Everywhere you're in the house, you hear the doot-doot, and you're like, someone came in.
Doot-doot.
Everywhere. I love it.
It's great. And it's tailored specifically to your home. So
Sure
like
is.
if you have a back door and you don't want people sneaking in that back door and sneaking up upon you,
Snuck up upon.
doot doot, put it right there.
There you go.
There's professional monitoring, keeps watch day and night, ready to send police, fire, or medical professionals if there's an emergency. Like, wow, they've got it covered. You can set it up yourself in under an hour. I've told you before, I'll tell you again. I set it up in like 35 minutes, and if I can do that, so can you.
Honest, and this is not an exaggeration. It is truly the easiest thing I have set up. It's
Like legit. I'm going to tell you.
You can do it.
You peel the back and then you stick the
Stick it
sensors
on.
where you want them.
That's it.
That's
It's so easy.
all there is to it. No technician required. And there's no contract, no pushy sales guys. Ugh. No hidden fees, no fine print. I have glasses. I can't read that. All this starts at $15 a month.
Yep.
Like your own security system for $15 a month. And it's tailored to you. What? What? I'm not the only one who thinks Simply Safe is great. U.S. News and World Report named it the best overall home security of 2020. Like, look no further. Head to simplysafe.com/morbid and get a free HD camera for our listeners. That's simplysafe.com/morbid to make sure they know that Morbid sent you.
This guy was right. He had the right vibe about him.
Yeah.
And he had the right vibe with the satanic cult shit. Like, he was right. So this victim, Beverly Washington, is still in critical condition. But again, they need that ID.
Right.
They cannot bring her in to do a lineup because she literally can't leave the hospital. So they bring the lineup to her.
Into her hospital room?
So at her bedside, she picks him out immediately.
What the fuck?
And they said she was panicked, like started freaking out when she saw her, saw him. She was literally like that. And like in a lineup of other men, she like didn't even take a second and was like, that's him.
Oh my God.
And then they said like she was literally like in a state, like a panic attack.
Right.
Like so
because that
terrified
probably brought
of this man.
stuff back.
Oh, I
and-
can't imagine how terrified you would. Like that man abducted you, raped you, tortured you, held you, and then sliced off your fucking left breast.
Right.
You were on a ventilator because of this man, and he's standing in front of you right
And you're
now.
18 years old.
Like crazy. So he's immediately.
So he was like there. It wasn't like a photo lineup.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they did I guess they did a photo ID, and they also did a lineup.
In person.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was immediately arrested on aggravated battery and deviant sexual assault because, again, she wasn't murdered.
Right.
So that's all they could get him on right now.
I hate that. I have such
know.
a big issue with that.
Because he tried.
It's like, can we modify that?
She was left for dead.
Right.
They thought they killed her.
Like attempted murder. Okay, you thought it was going to end in murder, so let's just fucking sentence
it's
you
like,
as such.
That's the thing. It's like because I feel like they get rewarded for
not doing
someone
it.
surviving, for
Right.
someone being strong enough to survive their bullshit,
And then that
They
person has to live the rest of their life worrying that person has the potential to get out.
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
Well, so he was arrested for that, but he posts bond.
Why was there even bond on that
I'm
also?
saying.
Jesus, what the fuck is the legal system?
Now, in between all this, another sex worker came forward and said that she knew Get, and she said he attacked me as well.
Oh, damn.
Like, she was like, this is not a first thing. Like, he would have killed me as well. There's a warrant issued for his arrest immediately. Again, his rearrest.
It's like, maybe let's not post bail this time.
Exactly. He was rearrested on November 5th. And now they know that there are, like, because of the motel manager, they know there's 3 other men that they want to talk to.
Right.
And they already had talked to Edward.
So they
were
they
like,
need 2 more.
So they returned to the little bitch driving the van, Edward. And they're like, we need to talk to you.
Who are your friends?
So they interview him for hours and hours on November 7th.
Yeah.
He breaks.
Finally.
In
Little
which
bitch.
you look at his face and you're like, oh yeah, you can break him. Like he's a little turd.
That must be so fun as a cop.
Seeing someone
detective.
break like that must just be like, ha, like
win.
gotcha. Now he admits to he's basically spilling the beans, and he says the whole thing was ritualistic. He said it was all because they were in this like cult. they worshipped, they didn't even say they worshipped Satan. Like, they were just like, we basically used the Satanic Bible, but they were just like, basically, I don't think they really knew what they were actually worshiping.
I think it was just probably a convenient excuse.
And I think they were worshiping Get, basically. They were worshiping him because they believed he had power.
Okay.
And that, like, they were doing this for some reason.
Cute.
And I don't mean that, like, they believed he had power, like, they are mentally ill and, like, they were, like, no, they are very sane. Like, they determined none of them were mentally ill. And I think they were just, like, crazy, as in, like, psychotic.
Yes.
And so what he said was they would abduct, stab, and then, like, that was their thing. They would abduct, they would stab them several times, and then Get would remove their breasts, usually with a length of piano wire, and would often have sex with the wound. And he said after meeting Get at work at the donut shop when they initially met, he would give him a ride home a lot. And he said one night they were in the van and they decided to, and this is from court documents, quote, pick up some whores.
Jesus.
And that's a direct quote.
That's horrible.
He said Robin had told him he would signal him when they were going to abduct the woman that they picked up. And he promised, he said, you won't get in trouble, though. I'm not going to get you in trouble. But, like, just help me out
Dude,
with
you're
this.
driving the getaway car. You're
And
such
it's
an
like,
idiot.
so Edward's like, okay, cool. So he was like, I'll get the woman into the front seat. I'll pick her up like any normal, like, just picking up a sex worker.
Right.
And then I'm going to knock on the partition and you're going to help me, like, drag her.
Can you imagine being the sex worker in that car and you hear a knock from the back
when you hear
of the
a
van?
knock, like,
you know some
fuck
shit's about to
that.
go down.
Yeah. So, and he also told him, quote, we're going to, quote, take care of a whore tonight.
My God.
Yeah. So this is, you can see how they think about women.
Good.
And sex workers in particular. So the woman that they picked up was Linda Sutton.
Oh,
that
Linda.
first woman. He later admitted that another man named Andrew Cocoralis was also present when Sutton was picked up. And this is when they start being like, oh,
cool.
who else was there?
Anybody else you want to tell us about?
And the court documents say this is the description of what happened. When Sutton began to scream, Cocoralis punched her, knocking her into the rear of the van. As she continued to scream, Cocoralis and the defendant punched her several times in the face until she shut up. They then drove to the Briar Rabbit Hotel and took her to the defendant's room. After she was gagged and handcuffed to the bedposts, Get, Cocoralis, and the defendant each sexually assaulted her. At several points, Cocoralis stuck, and this is bad, a Coke bottle into her. Later, they took her from the motel and brought Linda into the woods. According to the court documents, after Get and Sutton had been in the woods for 5 minutes, the defendant heard Sutton moaning and saying, "What are you doing to me? Why are you doing this?" Hearing Get whistle, the defendant went over to the bushes where he saw that Get had severed one of Sutton's breast and was having sex with the area where the breast had been severed. Sutton's breast was lying next to her on the grass. Then they left her and they just left.
Just left her for dead. So
Yep.
she essentially bled out.
Yeah, she was, I mean, because I think that was her cause of death was multiple stab wounds. So her cause of death was bleeding out from multiple stab wounds. Now, who is this Andrew Cocoralis that we're talking about? So he apparently worked with them sometimes and also acted as, are you ready?
No.
A live-in babysitter for Get's children.
There's going to be so much dead air in this episode when you tell me these
'Cause it's
things
just
because I'm
like-
just like, what?
All you're going to hear is a hinge as, like, her jaw just falls open. I should just add that sound effect in there. Like,
Honestly, like, what?
yeah, it's...
Because you know that this, like, obviously you're a horrible person. Was he a good dad? Question
I
mark?
have no
Like,
idea.
What?
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine.
That's weird.
So, Detective Warren Wilcox is the one to interview him, and when Andrew is shown a photo of Lori, the first woman, the 21-year-old that was, the second woman that was abducted outside of the real estate office.
Yeah.
He immediately says, that's the girl that Eddie Spretzer and I killed in the cemetery.
Oh my God.
And
So
he
he's
was
just
like,
like, yeah,
"Oh,
what's up?
Okay. Now, according to court documents, he said, quote, one morning during the spring of 1982, he and Spretzer were driving in Get's van on Route 83 in Elmhurst. They entered a parking lot, and they saw Lori Borowski and forced her into the van. They just saw her and were like, yep, grab her. And just forced her
What?
into a van. The defendant said that they then drove to the cemetery where both he and Spretzer beat and stabbed the victim.
In the morning.
When Lori was dead, they dragged her body into some weeds. Like,
evil. Absolute
so beyond evil. He then implicated himself in upwards of 18 murders.
18?
And he admits to everything. He confirms Edward's record of events. He says they all had sex. They would all have sex with the victim's stab wounds. He said that was everybody who did that. He added to the details of Linda Sutton's torture and murder as well.
Oh, no.
He said after raping her, Gett removed a homemade hatchet from the back of his pants and struck the woman 3 or 4 times in the chest.
My God.
Gett returned to the van a short time later, and the defendant saw blood on Gett's hands and on the hatchet. Gett and the defendant left in the van, and Spretzer drove away in his own car.
It's like, how do you just drive after that?
You just go home.
I don't want to understand, but
In
what?
Gett, it's like, so you went home to your wife and children?
Right.
And just were like, hello, family.
Like, what's for dinner?
Like, it's truly unbelievable.
That's unreal.
So now they're trying to they're like, we have a 4th guy here.
Right.
Who's the 4th guy? So there's mention that Thomas, Andrew's brother, is the 4th guy.
Oh.
So they bring him in and interview him. And they want to get more information. And then, oops, he implicates himself too.
Of course. Duh.
So he confirms the whole thing, said Robin Gett was obsessed with removing the breasts and convinced him he had powers. He admits that he and his brother and Edward would rape, torture, and murder women. He said particularly they all did that to Lori. He's like, I did that. And then dumped her dead body in the graveyard. So he admits it. They were immediately deemed the Chicago Ripper crew for obvious reasons.
Right.
I think a lot of this really did harken back to Jack the Ripper just because of the mutilation that occurred. They also, and the sex worker thing, I think it really harkens back to it. Mm-hmm. They all said they can't remember really how many victims they had.
Oh, they just fucking lost count?
They literally lost count. Like, they're all like, oh, I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. He said they were part of a satanic cult and that they would abduct the girls off the street. They would bring them back to Gett's house while his wife was at work.
Are you kidding? Where are the kids?
They would either go to the motel or they would go while she was at work. I'm assuming they were in school.
God.
He had made his creepy ass little attic, which I'm going to have to find the picture for you guys, in his home into like a cult room with an altar and a bed to sacrifice victims on.
And his wife had no idea what was in the attic.
Apparently. What we find out later is that his wife and family believe he's totally innocent. So I wonder. I wonder what's going on there.
Yeah. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
No.
So he said each instance would result in the 3 men torturing and raping the woman while they were tied to the bed. And this would happen while Gett, the 4th guy, would be walking around the bed reading a weird satanic passage from the Satanic Bible and like chanting and shit.
It's like, why do you need to like ruin
So
things?
while you're doing this, like literally they're like gang raping this woman and he's
Right.
walking around chanting and shit.
Can
you imagine the horror?
The terror.
Like, that's true horror. The crescendo of the whole ritual was the taking the piano wire and slicing off the breast.
Did he ever say what the point of that was?
No, they didn't really like get into it. There's a lot of significance in like mythology and like weird legends and shit like that when you go back, but it's like I think he was just taking pieces from things. But we do find out later he does say at one point that his like family, like the men in his family, Robin Gett, had a obsession with breasts and like big breasted women.
Okay.
And they all had like a weird fetish with, like, they fetishized breasts. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a boob man. It was like
it's a weird family
weird
deal.
fetish. And he said he came from like a long line of it.
What?
So I think it was taught to him that they were objects for his pleasure.
That's real weird.
Which is very weird. He said the same thing about, the terrible things they would do. And he said after they would slice it off and after they would have sex with the wounds that the woman received, they would all masturbate into the breast and then they would cut it into pieces and eat it.
No. Nope.
Yep.
Nope. No.
Yep.
No. Ew.
I could use another coffee, I think.
Like,
so now we have cannibalism to add to it.
well, because it's so I don't know the word. It's so strange that you just said that because literally right before you said that, I was going to be like, and they didn't even do anything with the breast. So it's like, why are they even doing that? But that makes it even more creepily symbolic.
And they wouldn't eat the whole thing. They would cut 4 pieces off and eat the pieces.
Ew.
Yeah.
What?
And an ex-girlfriend of Get said he often demanded that she cut off her own nipple, and said if she didn't do it, eventually he would. And that's why they broke up.
That's why they broke up.
That's why they didn't
Why
work
didn't
out.
your last relationship work out? Oh, because I wouldn't remove my fucking nipple. What?
I mean, it's just... And then he was married before, and his ex-wife apparently had a scar on her chest to prove that he actually wounded her. He tried to mutilate her breasts.
So maybe this woman, why she's saying he's innocent, is because she was just so scared of him.
I wonder.
I need to say that's why, because
Yeah.
that's the only
Otherwise
justification I can have in my mind.
Otherwise, I just don't know. And like I said, these men all believed he was powerful, that this ritual gave him powers.
What power, though? Like, what was he doing?
I'm not real sure. That's the thing. It's like...
He drove around a van and, got donuts sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, what fucking powers do you possess?
And you're like, it doesn't look like he was killing it in life. So,
No.
I don't really understand.
I'm not sure.
So none of them would implicate him in the actual murders.
Do you think...
I think he definitely... I mean, because he also... He loved to have sex with the wounds. Like,
well,
this
he's
dude
the one
was
that's
a
cutting off the breast, isn't
fucking
he?
crazy person. Yeah, he was cutting off the breast.
So that's fucking murder.
But none of them would implicate him in the stabbing or
actual,
anything. They
right.
all were protecting him in a weird way.
"I
Because
did
he's
it."
the cult leader.
Ew.
Luckily, Beverly Washington, our girl,
I was like, no, it was him.
she was able to ID him and describe him. So she was like, yeah, no, this fucker is the one. He definitely was part of it.
Right.
And, so there was clearly at least one instance of attempted murder, and
Right.
he had tortured her. She was like, yeah. So only 5 women's deaths were actually attributed to them, officially.
Yeah.
But they believe it's upwards of 20 plus.
Yes, duh.
And one of the sources I used for this, I watched a couple of documentaries, which I will try to find and link in the thing. I did read parts of a book called Deadly Thrills. It's by Jade Slade Fletcher, and it's a really good book about this case. And she believes wholeheartedly that there are other women. She's like, one of the
Same.
things is they did go after sex workers. So unfortunately, there's probably many other women that we don't know about.
Absolutely.
And she even said, she said something like, there might be fields that there's plenty of women in, and we're just never going to know about it.
That's awful.
And it's like,
That's
that
a
just
horrible
hurts to
picture.
think about it. But she's amazing. And actually, Robin Gett has said a lot about that book and is really pissed off about it.
So you know it's true.
So you know it's true, because he's like, if you read that, then you have this totally distorted, because he writes letters to people, people have conversed with him, and he'll say none of it is true. I had nothing to do with this. He maintains his innocence till now.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's a great book, Deadly Thrills. So, there's actually another very crazy fact about Robin Gett.
What?
He used to work for John Wayne Gacy.
Okay, that's so bananas.
Isn't that nuts?
It's so weird because in the middle, obviously we're talking about Chicago. So in the middle of this, I was just kind of thinking about John Wayne
Yep.
Gacy just because of Chicago.
Yep.
That is, I feel like I had premonition in the middle of this episode.
When he was a teenager and a little over 20s and stuff, he worked with John Wayne Gacy with that
Wow.
contractor business.
Wow.
Now, there's been no evidence to suggest or confirm that he was part of anything with John Wayne Gacy.
No.
But the fact that those two men would work together and have no idea that the other one, that each of them are serial killers.
That's incomprehensible.
And deviant sexual sadists. That's... What?
But it's
how did they just happen to work for each other?
Well, that would be insane.
insane.
But also, I do wonder, because we know how John Wayne Gacy was, if he was assaulted somehow or bore witness to the assaults, and then
I wonder.
realized that that's what he wanted
that's
to do.
what gets him going.
Maybe Gacy was an idol of his.
Gacy could have been
The
one of
creator.
those helped his psychopathy along.
Yeah.
Which is
Nature versus nurture.
Which I looked it up and I couldn't find anything to that was really going into that. I'm gonna keep searching for it, and if I can dig anything
That
up
is
about the
just
connection,
nuts.
I would love to look into that further, because that is just wow. When
Yeah.
I found that, I was like, how? In this
Wow.
great big world, how did these two fuckers end up in the same fucking workplace?
Chicago's way bigger than Boston.
Yeah, it's a big place.
I mean,
and
Boston's kind of small.
the fact
but
that those two people happened to find each other
that's nuts.
is really, really crazy.
That's insane.
So September 29th, 1983, Robin was convicted in Cook County of the vicious attack on Beverly Washington in the attempted murder, and he was later given the sentence of 120 years.
Okay, incredible.
So he will be eligible for parole in 2042.
Oh, we'll still be alive, I think.
I hope so.
Me too.
I mean, like, knock. I hope so. But May 18th, 1984, Thomas Kokoralis was convicted of the murder of Lori Borowski. He was sentenced to life in prison.
And why wasn't Robin? Because there was just no implication of him in the murders?
He was never implicated.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, he was there, but he was never implicated.
Wow.
March 4th, 1986, Edward, the 21-year-old, was convicted of Linda Sutton's murder and also confessed and pleaded guilty to 4 other murders.
Wow.
Andrew and Edward were both sentenced to death. Both of them.
Bye.
November 13th, 1987, Thomas Kokoralis' guilty verdict is reversed.
I'm sorry, what?
Because of some kind of legal bullshit, and he got a new trial. So July 16th, 1987, he pled guilty to Lori's murder as part of a deal for a reduced sentence.
Now, what was that motherfucking sentence?
He was given a 70-year sentence. He's eligible for, this is where it gets weird. So Illinois has a thing where you were, at this time, Illinois had a thing where you were eligible for day credit for good behavior. Uh-huh. So if you were a good
boy,
prisoner, you got the credit every day. And part of the deal was that they also agreed to drop charges for Linda Sutton's murder as part of the plea deal.
We're going to drop murder charges.
Yeah, we're going to drop them.
Okay.
So he's in there he's doing his 70 years and he's getting his good credit, his good behavior credit.
So he could get off early.
Oh yeah, he could. So Andrew Kokoralis was executed by lethal injection on March 17th, 1999. He was the last prisoner to be executed in Illinois.
Oh, wow.
When Governor George Ryan was leaving office, he commuted. I don't know what I was like. Commuted all death row sentences to life in prison. So Edward's death sentence was commuted to life without parole in 2003. So Edward is life without parole. He's not getting it.
It's so nuts to me that he has life without parole and Robin get I mean, at least he has 120
it's insane.
years, but
well, back to Thomas Kokoralis.
He's out,
the
isn't he?
70-year-old. 70-year sentence. He served half of his sentence.
Oh my God.
And was released on March 29th, 2019.
I knew you were going to tell me this.
At the age of 58 years old.
So perfectly capable of still committing brutal, heinous acts.
All he really has to do is stay registered as a sex offender for the rest of his life. And he's listed on the Illinois State Police Murder Registry. Last I could see, he's living at the Wayside Cross Ministries in Aurora and is taking part in their program for like troubled men. He did an interview, and it's the most infuriating interview you'll ever seen.
What did he say?
He takes zero responsibility.
Of course not.
He says, quote, "Everyone thinks I'm a monster. I'm not a monster."
No, you are.
No, you're a fucking monster,
Yeah,
bro.
you're the monster.
He also said about the victims' families, he said, "They don't want to see me out there on the streets, period." And then
no,
he
they
said,
don't.
Yeah. And then he said, "I'm much calmer now. I'm nicer. Not mean. I used to have a bad attitude." Oh, that's one way to describe that.
You're going to chalk up murder to your bad attitude?
Rape, torture, and murder is just having a bad attitude.
It's an attitude problem?
Something you grow out of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And he also said about the victims' families, he said, quote, "I don't want to talk to them. I just want to say I feel sorry for them, I just want to say I feel sorry for them, and I'm praying for them." Oh, okay.
What? You're praying for them? You think that makes
Yeah.
up for the loss of their fucking children that you took?
Exactly. And his last little thing that I saw in the interview that I was like, I literally want to punch you in the nuts so hard.
Oh, God.
He said, quote, "They want to see me back behind bars permanently, but they got to deal with it. I'm out."
So it seems as though you still have a bad attitude.
Oh, yeah, certainly does.
Like, go fuck yourself.
And Lori's brother, Mark, is like specifically like very enraged about this, obviously,
Yeah.
because he full on admitted to murdering her.
Right.
Like, he admitted to everything.
How does an admitted murderer walk free?
It's unbelievable.
And then
to
go,
me.
I don't want to talk to the families.
It's
like, do you think
truly a miscarriage of justice.
it's like you don't want to talk to them? Like, do you think they want to talk to you?
And also, I'm praying for them. Oh, fuck right off.
you
with
probably
that.
you could have saved yourself a lot of prayers and just not killed their kid.
They don't want your dirty ass prayers.
Yeah,
that's
you're not,
for sure.
And don't say you're doing something that you're not doing.
Like, fuck you.
Like,
and her brother Mark has said like that his biggest thing is that he's worried that he's going to reoffend.
He
And
is
like-
gonna reoffend,
and he
I
was
bet.
like, he's young enough, he's got the mentality, and he was like, I
Absolutely.
feel like he's going to reoffend, and that's going to be when they put him away forever. But we're going to lose someone else,
right. And that's going to be on
And
Illinois.
It's really scary.
That is fucked up because I don't think murder is something that you can be
Rehabilitated
from.
Not this kind of like premeditated,
Right.
planned out, like vicious, torturous murder, like
torturous,
sexual,
like-
sadistic murder.
Right.
It's that you don't know. You're not being rehabilitated.
It's not like this
from
was
that.
like a robbery gone wrong where you shot someone.
Like a crime of passion, which I'm not like advocating that that's fine. I'm just
No.
saying those
We're
are a
talking about
little
different
different
things.
because they're like a snap situation.
Right.
But when you're like planning it, I just don't see
This
you
was
being
methodical.
rehabilitated. I don't see it.
No.
So that's the story of Chicago's Ripper Crew.
I'm like pissed.
I didn't know all these details. Like when I started reading, I was like, how did I miss this one?
I hadn't heard of it.
So I felt like it was one that I don't know. I honestly didn't look to see if any other like podcasts had covered it. They might have. I'm not really sure. I don't like to listen to podcasts before I do a
don't
podcast
either.
about one
It's
because
hard.
yeah. But I'm gonna go check and see.
Because
but-
then your brain like might accidentally say something that
yeah,
somebody
you don't want
said.
to like say things the way someone else says things like
Right.
accidentally. It'll just like be in your head.
I'll
so
do
you
it
don't-
afterwards.
Yeah, I always listen after.
I'll be like, oh, what did they say?
Look at that. So hopefully everybody was able to get through this one.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a gnarly experience looking up this one, but I thought it should be told, and holy hell.
Damn.
Holy hell.
Well, next week we're going to bring you to a haunted place. I
We are.
feel, for
We'll bring it back to the spooky, like the fun spooky.
a little
scary.
haunted cleanser for
Yeah,
you.
we'll bring that. So
Wow. And in the meantime, you can follow us on... There's never any good way to
No,
segue
there's
into
not.
this. You can follow us on Instagram.
at Morbid Podcast.
Hit us up on Twitter.
at a Morbid Podcast.
Send us a Gmail.
at morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you're feeling like you'd like to be wrapped in a warm blanket of happiness after this, you can go to shop.morbidpodcast.com and get yourself one of our nice cozy sweatshirts.
Yes, do
Or
it.
T-shirts.
And you know what? Also, go take a listen to Crime Countdown on Parcast because it's a lot of fun and we're doing something fun for spooky season.
Yeah,
so,
we are.
Yay.
We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you don't get rehabilitated for murder.
Not so weird that you do literally any of these things.
Not so weird that you took notes during this episode.
Yeah. No, not that weird. No.